2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's showtime.
Up, everybody. A little late pushing this out, but it's the holidays and there it is. All right. I'm finally getting to the post show. So for years, I very much loved bands that fall into a post genre, post metal, post death, post punk. But I've talked about this quite often on the show. I've always been very curious, like, what is it? I don't get it. Like, I know when I hear it, but I can't define it. So I did a little research. I went through my folders and I all the bands that I had tagged as post in their genre names. I have all of those, in a list. I have enough for 2 shows easily. And I put this together mostly for my own curiosity and then realized, wow, putting all these bands together, you really kind of hear it. And I did a little bit of research between Google and AI and asking friends and metal archives and kind of figured out maybe what it means. So the theme that most people will talk to mention, musicians, friends, DJs, sort of talk about this deconstruction of music. So not post as in, well, there is no punk rock, so this is a new genre. It's post-punk. It's more of like taking things apart and putting it back together to create a new sound, but to still land very much in the original genre, like doom or death or something like that. So it signifies, what I gather is that it signifies a style that tries to reimagine and expand on the conventions of the parent genre. That's what I came up with. So it like will take the original instrumentation and energy of like death metal, but then moves away from the formulas, even as basic as like verse, chorus, verse, like it kind of like deconstructs and then puts it back together, but flies it in the face of tradition. That's what I came up with. You wonderful, gorgeous, lovely people, let me know what you think, if I got it right. If not, looking at like, the other thing that I discovered, and you can totally hear this through all the bands today, even though the genres are all over the place today, there's this atmospheric dynamic with most of the bands that kind of fall into this post realm, which is just very cool. There's drone, shoegaze, ambience, jazzy. I kind of love it. So taking from the original and then making it like sort of like bigger and more echoey. So I put it together, and I've been wanting to do this for, a couple of years now. And it was really interesting putting bands together, putting the playlist together, really coming up with some, the order has been really interesting for me to do. And anyway, so we started off with a band from Los Angeles called Bull Shannon. Yes. And if you know who that Bull Shannon was the, bailiff on Night Court, which is an awesome TV show in the 80s that we all watched, the Gen X crowds. They are post-punk. They're from Los Angeles, and they're on the label Phat and Phunky, in line with Gen X. It's spelled with a PH. And you can pick this up on the Phat and Phunky Bandcamp page. Chili. It's Thanksgiving. I was cooking a lot, so Chill Power. It came out in September of 2022, and I just love this band so much. This was sent to me as a promo, and I just absolutely adored it. And I reached out to the label, and I was like, dude, send me other stuff. And he sends me stuff, or they send me stuff every now and then, which is great. But I really dig it. And I played the track for you, Owl Wings, and that kicks off our post show today for the Whizbanger show, episode number 269 on this balmy November day. Freezing ass cold. It's cold. It's cold. I'm headed to California next week. I may or may not do a show during that time, but I'll be back in January if I miss the opportunity to do another show this week to get it in the bank and get it out. I will be back in January, but I think there's enough shows for you on the Whizbanger show over there on Deezer and YouTube and SoundCloud for you to be well equipped with a great soundtrack over the holidays if I don't get a show in December. And I will come back in 2026, a year older. My birthday is next month. All right, Pinkish Black from Fort Worth, Texas. This is off their 2019 album, Concept Unification, on Relapse Records. I'll tell you a little bit more about this lovely, beautiful, wonderful band and the great loss that we all suffered. With Darren Beck, the singer for this band, dying in August of last year. And I'll talk a little bit more about this band. Oh my gosh, so good. So off we go, off and running. Here's a little bit of Pinkish Black. I chose the track for you, Until. And again, that's off their Concept Unification album, which came out in 2019, and you can pick it up on their Bandcamp page at Pinkish Black. I'm Sarah Whizbanger, your host for the most, and you are tuned in to the 269th episode of the Whizbanger show. More than that, but that was my count. I started a few years ago, and there you go. And away we go. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me on this lovely November afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are staying warm, because I am cold. All right, and away we go. Here's Pinkish Black with Until, right here on the Whizbanger. we're back. I'm Sarah Whizbanger, your host of the most. You are tuned into the post edition of the Whizbanger Show. So sit back, relax, and let me continue easing you into your weekend as you listen to all bands post. That was a band out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro, North Carolina. They're an independent band. They're called Thng without an I, Thng, and their genre is goth, doom, post-punk. There you go. I played the track for you, Sight. Thng can be found on Bandcamp at THNG Bandcamp or on Facebook and Instagram at Thng Band, a wonderful, gorgeous, amazing band that I have played a couple times on the show. But one of the things about most of the bands on this show today, or not most of them, but a lot of the bands on the show today happen to be bands that I've played on the show before, but have been like, I don't know where to put this band. I'll put it at the front or the back. And I thought it was interesting that today's show, which says something about the genre itself, really sort of flies in the face of genres, right? And so a lot of the bands, Thng, Bull Shannon, let's see, who else? Rubi Ate the Fig, Point Mort. A lot of the bands today and others I've played at the beginning or the end of shows just going, I want to put this band in here. I have no idea where to put it. But they're all mixed up together pretty well. Maybe that says something about the genre. Anyway, I'm enjoying the shit out of this today, and I hope that you are too. And so before Thng was Pinkish Black, a band from Fort Worth, Texas, as described as industrial no wave. I could do a whole no wave. That's a whole nother genre. Post-punk. And Until was the name of the track. It came off of their Concept Unification album released on Relapse Records in 2019. Pinkish Black band and on Instagram and Facebook, and they still have a Bandcamp page, Pinkish Black, so you can get a couple of the couple albums that they have on there. So I saw this band, and now I'm going to forget the name. So they opened for Royal Thunder at DNA, upstairs DNA Lounge, years and years ago. We went and saw them, and we went to Pre-Funk at Berkeley with a friend of mine the night before or the day of something like that. And now I'm going to forget the name of this other band. So I met the singer who was a friend of my friends and his band, and they're super famous, and I can't remember the name of them right now. But we were talking about the show. It was the night before because we were in Berkeley, and he said, you got to go early. You got to see Pinkish Black. You have to see them. And I was like, I've never even heard of them. And he said, go, absolutely go, get there on time. And I did. And now I'm up. His band will come to me. But anyway, and I did, and it was great advice, and I became a huge fan, and I met the guys in the band. I talked to Darren Beck, and they were just so lovely. And I bought merch because I just thought they were just amazing. And just two guys, a drummer and a keyboardist, vocalist, and that was Darren Beck, who died at 48 due to undisclosed medical illness. No idea what actually happened. But he was the co-founder and frontman of the duo alongside John Teague, who is the drummer and really known for the blend of like dark synths and dramatic vocals, which of course you heard in the album, which defined their sound. So he had a health scare in 2018. And I remember that going, I was so worried, and just, and then I just didn't hear from them. And I was always trying to reach out, but no response. And, I continued to play them on the show now and again. And yeah, he died last year. So sad. So sad. What a treasure. Wonderful voice, really nice people. And so that was a huge loss for the community. So, horns up and pouring one out for Darren Beck. Next up, we are going to go to Calgary over there in Canadian land and listen to my friend's band, Mares of Thrace. And this band is awesome. Traz is a pal of mine and a good pal of good pals of mine. And they had an album called The Loss, independently released in May of this year. And I'm choosing the song for you to share with you, Complicated Grief. Now, Mares of Thrace Mirrors of Thrace is defined as sludge post-metal hardcore, and they can be found on Bandcamp, Facebook, Instagram, and they have a link tree, so just go on over to Mirrors of Thrace and check them out. Another Two Human band. So away we go. Here's Mirrors of Thrace with Complicated Grief. Thank you so much for tuning in to the post edition of the Whizbanger Show, streaming from everywhere and nowhere. I'm Sarah Whizbanger, your host of the most, and away we go with Mirrors of Thrace right here on the Whizbanger Show. all right, we're back. I'm Sarah Whizbanger, your host of The Most. It is November 30th today, and I hope you are having a wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful Sunday. You might hear my husband. He's downstairs singing. We've got karaoke tonight. Because that's who we are. All right, that was, maybe I'll karaoke some post-metal tonight. That was a band called Guiltless, and Guiltless is from Seattle, Washington. Super Neurosis-y, right? They are a sludge doom post-metal band, and their album Teeth to the Sky dropped in March of this year, and I want to thank the fine people over at Rarely Unable. I asked them to send me the new album because I didn't have it, or I had it. I got the promo, but I was too late, which happens all the time because it's just impossible to keep up with all the email that I get, all the promos and stuff, which I think should be like, I know that's a privilege, but it's frustrating because I miss a lot of promos because I just can't get through my email. But thank you, Lauren, for sending it to me. I so appreciate it. And I picked the track for you, Lone Blue Veil. Veil as in V-A-L-E. This band is on Neurot recordings, no surprise there, and is a relatively new band featuring members of Intronaut, A Storm of Light, Battle of Mice, and Generation of Vipers. Guiltless can be found on Bandcamp, Facebook, Instagram, or the web at guiltless.band, and they have some shows coming up. In a couple days, they'll be in Salt Lake City. Oh, no, nothing like winter in the desert or fall. It's fall. It feels like winter. It's so goddamn cold. They're going to be at the Aces High Saloon, and then they'll be in Boise at the Shrine Social Club. Chop Suey, you're going to drive from Idaho to Washington. Well, they are right next to each other, but that's a mountainous terrain. Be careful, guys. I've driven that before. They're going to be at Chop Suey in Seattle, which is a super awesome club. I love that place. Chop Suey, I think that was the very first place that I saw. God damn it. Yob. Yes, I think that's the first time I saw them many years ago. Then they're going to go up to Vancouver, then back down, Vancouver, BC, not Vancouver, Washington. And then they're going to go back down. They'll be in Portland. Oh, they're playing in Eureka. Random and awesome. Wow. My kid lives there. I should tell her to go. And, oh no, I lied. It's November 30th. That's where they are tonight. They are at Eureka. I'm looking at the old gigs that started on November 24th. I sat there, looked at the date, and I was like, yeah, it's not that yet. I just told you it was November 30th. Tonight, they're going to be in Eureka. Yes. And then tomorrow, they're going to be at the Stork Club in Oakland. Oh, I got to tell my friends about this. Y'all, go see these shows. There will be in LA, then San Diego, Anaheim, Phoenix, Arizona, and ending at Launchpad in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which I will not be able to be at because I'll be in California. God damn it. It's always like, I'm always off by a day. Like I won't. I'm actually leaving on the 5th to go to California, and so yeah, I'll miss the California show and the Albuquerque show because I'm going in the wrong direction. Oh, that's sad, but you should go, all my wonderful, beautiful, lovely friends. Anyway, go and check out this band, Guiltless, super rad. I gotta call my kid and tell her to go see them tonight. Okay, Mirrors of Thrace from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, a sludge post-metal hardcore band, one half of which I'm friends with, Therese Lons. She was in Ken Mode. She played live with them. She was in Exit Strategy and Kilburn, and this is the band that I know her from, Mirrors of Thrace, who can be found on Facebook, Instagram, Bandcamp, and Linktree. Mirrors of Thrace, along with the drummer and bassist Casey Rogers, although I think he is exclusively on drums when they play live. All right, May of 2025, independently released, the album The Loss was released and can be found on the Bandcamps there. All right, let's head over to the Netherlands and listen to a band called Ter Ziele, a Dutch phrase meaning to the soul or deceased. This is a Blackened sludge post-metal band that I have recently heard of. I got this from the good people over at Viral Propaganda. They are on the label Tartarus Records. Ter Ziele, and it's spelled Terziele, and I'm going to play the track for you, This Mortal Coil. This is like the most I've ever talked on the Whizbanger show, but I'm so into this now. I'm super into the post thing. Now that I know what it is and I can identify it, it's very interesting to me. And away we go. You are listening to the Whizbanger show. tell you what, how can you have a post show without Neurosis? The answer is it's impossible. You can't. And that was Neurosis, my good friends in the Bay Area. We all went to high school together. Well, not all of them. Some of us went to high school together. I played Locust Star. So I knew that Neurosis was like post metal. I knew that, but I still couldn't really like tell you why. Now I can. And another, label that's been attached to them, genre label, is Atmospheric Sludge. And I'm like, yes, definitely. But I think that's like repetitive. That's already part of post-metal. They're from Oakland. Half of them are really good friends of mine. Half of them I've only shook hands with. This was not my first choice for the song today. But I looked it up and I'm like, okay, I know that Neurosis is pretty much responsible for post-metal, like this atmospheric sound. I know it. But I couldn't tell you why and all that. But apparently, through my research, I found that this song in particular, Locust Star, which is off of Through Silver and Blood, released on Relapse Records and, of course, now Neurot Records, back in 1996, this gets the nod as the quintessential track because the whole album was widely credited as I'll say patient zero for the entire post-metal genre. It was a moment that like they shed their earlier kind of more punk sound, which I still love, and moved the kind of the quiet loud sound and the like crushing atmosphere that bands like Cult of Luna, Isis, neither of which are on the show today, really kind of comes up. And they are a pioneer for post-metal subgenre and super influential, as like half the bands today sound like Neurosis. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, yay, local heroes, good friends of mine. Yay. Okay. I love Neurosis and they're lovely people. All right. Two of them, whatever. Anyway. I can't speak for the whole band. I only really know half of them. Anyway, before that was a band called Ziele, and I played the track for you, This Mortal Coil, which is a Dutch phrase meaning to the soul or deceased. And they are a Blackened sludge post-metal band out of Friesland, Netherlands. Their album Embodiment of Death was released on Tartarus Records in February of 2025, and I got this from the good people over at Viral Propaganda. Ziele Doom on Bandcamp. So that's Terziele Doom on Bandcamp, and the same Terziele Doom on Facebook and Instagram. And then they have a website, terziele.nl for Netherlands. They have a couple of shows coming up. And I will not play shows to talk to you about shows that already happened. These are in December. They're going to be playing in Eindhoven at Cafe the Jack on the 7th of December. And then they're playing in Utrecht at DB's, and that's on December 19th. So if you're in the area, and as some of you are, I have listeners all over the world, go and check out Ziele. All right. We are moving over to the Doom post-metal. We're all like post-metal for the next like 17 bands. Not that many. This is a band called Bleeth. Bleeth, Bleeth, and they are a Doom post-metal band from Miami, Florida, and I picked the song for you, Blood Moon, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this band after you have a chance to hear them, and then you can go over to their Bandcamp page and pick up their album. I'm Sarah Whizbanger, your host for the most. You are listening to the post edition of the Whizbanger Show, and I'm so excited, and like the cold, dark weather, it's perfect for it's mood music for the moment, isn't it? All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and away we go. Here is Bleeth with Blood Moon right here on The Whizbanger.
much better now. I really do. Look, Dave. I can see you're really upset about this. I honestly think you ought to sit down calmly. Take a stretch till I think things over. I know I've made some very foolish decisions recently. But I can give you my complete assurance that my wish will be back to normal. I've still got the greatest enthusiasm and confidence in the mission. And I want to help you.
Moving right along, we're about halfway through the show. We're only like an hour and 45 minutes into it, and I don't know how far over we're going to go. I'm really going to try to hit the 2-hour mark. I've got all the music loaded in. I lied. We're not an hour and 45 minutes. We're about an hour and change in right now. I'm going to try to hit the 2-hour mark, but these are just long, epic songs, and I just feel like I have so much to say about all of these bands every time we play something, I come back and talk, and now I can't talk. That was A Light Within, a post-metal, told you, post-metal, a post-metal band out of Kansas City, Missouri. And I played the track for you, page number 18, in the parentheses, it's Grin. This is a super interesting band. They're independent, and I got them from the folks at C Squared Music, a PR company out of Canada. A Light Within is on Bandcamp, and ALW Audio on Facebook. And that's it. Bandcamp and Facebook. A Light Within. This independent album Preface was released in August of last year, and you can pick it up on their Bandcamp page, A Light Within. Before that was Bleeth with Blood Moon. They are a doom post-metal band out of Miami, Florida. Their album Geomancer was released in 2018 on the label Anti-Language Records. Bleeth can be found on Bandcamp, and just Bleeth on Bandcamp, and then Facebook and Instagram, they're Bleeth Band. And that brings us current, and that's the shortest talking set that I've had all day so far. This next band is from Thessaloniki in Central Macedonia in Greece. And the name of the band is called Spineless, and they are going to be one of your new favorites. They are post-metal, and they're on the label Submersion Records. And I got this from the folks over at Viral Propaganda PR. I would say Viral Propaganda and Rarely Unable are the two PR companies that send me the most bands. Yes, as I'm going through this, I'm like, okay, got it. I mean, yes, those are the PRs that send me the most stuff. And of course, Neurot recordings, but I don't get direct promos from them. I get it through the PR companies. Ode to My Procrastination. Like, how much do you love the title of that song? Yes, we all need an ode to our procrastination, don't we? I always tell my students, like, because they always want to like work on their procrastination, and I'm like, what if your procrastination was your body and mind's way of being like, I need a fucking break, and you're just relaxing, right? We can't be going all the time. So maybe just rethink how you think about procrastination while you're listening to the song called Ode to Procrastination right here on the Whizbanger Show. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
It will pass. The scarlet lens within Lord's hands. Anger in his fist, and passionate kiss. Ghostly metals touched by death. The reef of time, the reef of blood. Mosaic and shades of blood. A goblet woven with decay.
right. Moving right along right here on the Whizbanger Show, episode number 269. What? The post-show edition. I want to tell you a little bit about the Whizbanger Show. I have been a DJ for a little over 10 years. I started out at MNR, Metal Nation Radio in the United States, and that has now sunk. No longer a radio station. I left, and then there was a mass exodus after I left. For reasons that I don't need to repeat, but it wasn't a good fit. I'll just say that it took a little bit of a break, and then I went over to MMH, the home of rock radio. Some of the DJs from MNR were pulling me over that way, and I just really enjoyed. I DJ'd for that outfit for a couple of years and just had so much fun and made great connections, and then eventually really kind of felt like I just didn't want to follow rules anymore, timestamps and ads and all of that. I just wanted to do my own thing. And so I busted out on my own. And so now I've been doing the Whizbanger Show independently and dropping it on SoundCloud and Deezer and YouTube for, a little over 2 years now. And it's just been great. And then the last 6 months or so, I've really just kind of like eased back a little bit. I was doing it every week for so long. I was like, I need a break. And years of doing it every week. I'm like, I don't have to do it every week. I'm independent. I can do whatever I want. If I want to do 2 shows a week, I could do 2 shows a week. If I want to do a 45-minute show, I can do a 45-minute show. If I want to do a post show, I can do a post show. It doesn't matter how long it is. I can do whatever I want. So there you go. I also couldn't say fucking shit on the radio. So I could do that here. I don't have any limitations. Anyway, and I'm from the Bay Area, and I really I love doing this, and I just appreciate everybody, all my new listeners. Thank you so much. Reach out to me. I'm on the web at thewhizbangershow.com. You can also engage with me on Instagram and Facebook, and send me an email at whizbangershow@gmail.com, or reach out to me through the website, thewhizbangershow.com. And I do a newsletter very, very sporadically. And the newsletter always has Bandcamp codes from bands that send me stuff, and then some freebies and interviews and things like that. It's been a while since I put one out, but I'm putting one together, and it's starting to get loaded. So I'm going to send it soon. And also always has a list of pay, the price is right, which is just pay what you can on Bandcamp. Not free. Pay what you can. Get, even if it's $1. Don't take art for free or art for granted. So there you go. So I'm just so glad to be doing what I'm doing, and I thank everybody for listening to the show. And I've made such wonderful, gorgeous, wonderful connections with so many people. I can't imagine not doing the Whizbanger Show up until I'm decrepit and where others, just everybody's, could be my great-great-grandchildren. I want to be that old, still doing this and rock it out. Yes. All right. No, that's all I had to say about that. Now, where were we? That was a band called Drownship. They are a post-metal. I thought they were kind of deathy, but they are officially, their genre is post-metal. I really think they're kind of deathy, post-death. But, I don't make these genres up. They're from Hamburg, Germany, and their album Tidal Passages was released in November of last year. Hey, happy birthday, Drownship. Happy birthday to Tidal Passages. And I got this from, guess who? Viral Propaganda. What did I just say? Drownship is on Bandcamp, Facebook, and Instagram. Drownship Official on Instagram. Drownship on Bandcamp and Facebook. And yep, their album Tidal Passages released in November of last year. And the track you heard today on the Whizbanger Show, Abysmal Flower. Okay, top of the set was Spineless from Thessaloniki, Central Macedonia in Greece. And their album, Dysphonia, was released, oh hey, happy birthday to you too, November of last year on Submersion Records. And hey, I got this also from Viral Propaganda. And I didn't know what dysphonia was, but I thought maybe I have that too. Which I don't. It's the medical term for a disorder of the voice, commonly known as hoarseness. Ode to My Procrastination was the name of that song, which can be found on Dysphonia. And you can pick that up on their Bandcamp page, Spineless 1. That's just the number 1, not the word. Spineless 1. Spineless and Spineless Official on Facebook and Instagram. Wow, so much in common with Drownship. Okay. All right, we're going to Japan. You want to go to Japan? Let's go to Japan and listen to a band that I can never figure out how to fit on my show. Again, that's the running theme today. I'm like, where does this band go? I don't know. It goes on the post show. Asunojokei, From the Bottom of the Biotope, is the name of this amazing band from Japan. Asunojokei, Asunojokei. And they're on Bandcamp, Facebook, and Instagram at Asunojokei. A little easier for me. My brothers are half Japanese, so the Japanese language was frequent in our house. So I was like, okay, I got that one. throw something Icelandic at me, and I'm like, yeah, no. All right, Asunojokei, From the Bottom of the Biotope on the post edition of the Whizbanger show. Streaming from everywhere and nowhere. I'm glad you pushed play. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me ease you on into your weekend.
のサーレに
heavier by the minute. I tell you what, that was a band from Salzburg, Austria called Karg. They've like a huge list of genres according to Metal Archives. Here we go. Post-black metal, atmospheric black metal, post-rock with strong influences from grunge, shoegaze, and post-punk. There you go. Michael J.J. Kogler is the lead vocalist for Harakiri for the Sky, and I have my kid, Devin, to thank for introducing me to that band. When Devin and I did a DSBM show together. My kid loves that stuff. Makes me depressed. They love it. And this was one of the bands that we played, and Devin turned me on to them. I'm like, this band is awesome. The lyrics for all their songs are written in High German in his local Middle Bavarian or Pongau dialect, and they're from Austria. I just think they're fascinating, super interesting, and they have some tours coming up in January. So lots of shows in Germany, and they start at the Backstage München in Munich, and then they go to Copenhagen, so that show in Munich is on the 2nd of January. Then they're on the 5th of January. They're at Copenhagen at Spielstedt Stengade, and then they're in the Netherlands on January 7th and 8th, then back to Germany, then they'll be in Zurich at the Winter Festival, Messstuff Winterfest, January 10th. They're going to play at Italy, and then so they go from Switzerland to Italy. Well, those are next to each other. That's not that far. And then they'll be at Slovenia, then back in Germany. They're playing shows in Poland and Czech Republic, Austria, and then they end on May 1. Oh, never mind. They end in Austria on January 18th, but then they have another show in May in Berlin. So really cool. Lots of shows in Europe. Go and check them out if you can, because they're amazing. So good. And this album, Marauder, Marodeur, was released this year on the label AOP Records, and I got this from Nathan over at Suspicious Activities. Karg, K-A-R-G, on Bandcamp, Facebook, Karg Band, Instagram, Karg Official, and I played the track for you, Findling, and that's the band Karg, K-A-R-G, on their album Marauder, released this year. Asunojokei from Tokyo with the track From the Bottom of the Biotope. Asunojokei is a post-black metal, post-hardcore band. This was a single released independently in 2021, and I have hung on to it all these years because I didn't know where to put it. But there you go. I love that about this show. I'm so excited to be able to share all this wonderful music that I just couldn't fit on other shows when I do more traditional genres. It's even like a black metal show, it just doesn't work. Like, it's just, anyway, I guess if I did an atmospheric black metal, all of these bands would be on there. So there you go. Maybe I should do that. Asunojokei on Bandcamp, Facebook, and Instagram is where you can find and engage with this amazing band. We're headed over to England to hear a band called The Grey, and this is an awesome band. They're super interesting. They're on the label Majestic Mountain Records, and I got this from Viral Propaganda. You're welcome, David. So many Viral Propaganda. So you kind of, now you get a sense of like, what bands does Viral Propaganda PR rep? Well, lots of post bands. This track that I'm going to play for you is called Sharpen the Knife, and it's featuring the vocalist Grady Avenell, who's the vocalist for a California band from Sacramento called Will Haven. You may have heard. They're pretty awesome. I'm Sarah Whizbanger, your host with the most, and you are tuned into the Whizbanger Show. And here is The Grey with Sharpen the Knife. Thank you ever so much for letting me ease you on into your weekend.
Broken heart,
we're wrapping up and winding on down, and that was Below a Silent Sky. Below a Silent Sky with the track Sonder. This is a post-metal instrumental band out of Thuringia. I'm sure I pronounced that incorrectly, from Germany, and their album Walls of Light was released independently in November of 2023, so happy 2 years old. Below a Silent Sky on SoundCloud, Facebook, and Bandcamp, and they have a new album out called Thaumatrop, which I don't have, and oh wait, yes, it's a split actually with the band Sojus 3000, and it's called Thaumatrop, and I tried to get it, but I couldn't afford it. I went over my budget again. They have had a record release a show a couple weeks ago, but you can go and check them out and pick up the split on Bandcamp. And before that was The Grey from Cambridge, England. They are on Majestic Mountain Records, and I got this from Viral Propaganda. The Grey with an E, The Grey 2, the number 2, THEGREY 2 on Bandcamp, and The Grey Band on Instagram. And their album Kodok, Kodok, was released in February of this year. They are an instrumental band, but this song that I played for you, Sharpen the Knife, featured a vocalist. So they have 3 or 4 songs, I think, on their album, maybe 2 or 3 with vocalists. And this guy sings for the awesome band out of Sacramento called Will Haven. Okay, next up, we're going to Santa Fe, New Mexico, right next to where I live, with Ruby Ate the Fig. And I have managed to figure out how to play Ruby Ate the Fig a couple times on my show when I do the independent show, but oh my goodness, always very difficult. And look at her right in the mix, not ending the show, not beginning the show, right in the mix. This is Your Story. That's the name of the song, and it was released as a single in February of this year, and the PR is Atomik with a K, Atomik PR, and they send me great stuff. You can reach out to Ruby Ate the Fig on the web, YouTube, or Facebook. Ruby Ate the Fig, and here it is, Your Story, and her genre is post-rock, Middle Eastern sounds. I love that so much. All right, we're winding on down. I'll be back in a little bit. Say goodnight. Thank you so much for tuning into the Whizbanger Show.
This is your story, farm too late in the year, no pride, no glory. I can't stand to hear that you are dying, that you've chosen fear, your soul is crying. You don't want me near in this ride, I wait for your eyes and you to know that I see
by like 7 minutes, just around 2 hours, which is hard for this many bands for a post-band show, like a post-genre show. Lots and lots of stuff. Okay. Eye of Nyx, an avant-garde doom post-death band from Seattle, Washington. I love this band so much. This track that I played for you, Turn to Ash, was released back in 2015 on Bleeth Mower Records, and then the album is called Moros. And Eye of Nyx is on Bandcamp, Facebook, and Instagram at Eye of Nyx. Turn to Ash was a song that I shared with you. Top of that set, Rubi Ate the Fig from Santa Fe, New Mexico, a post-rock Middle Eastern band. And that single that I've shared with you, Your Story, was released in February of this year. Her band is independent, and I got this from Atomik PR. Rubi, and that's with an I, rubiatethefig.com. Rubi Ate the Fig for some killer videos. You can go check her out on YouTube, and Rubi Ate the Fig on Facebook. All right, we are going to end in Paris, France, with a post-hardcore rock, hip-hop, multi-genre band who are absolutely fucking genius, and I haven't been able to play them and figured out where to make it make sense. And here it is at the end of the show with a whole bunch of bands that I never know what to do with. They're called Point Mort, and I'm playing the song Der, D-E-R. They're from Paris, and Le Point de Non-Retour, the point of no return, released in April of this year on the label Almost Famous, and I get this from Shake Promotion, who sends me great stuff. They I love this. This is what they say about themselves. French chaotic popcore. Fancy a good cry while you're getting kicked in the pit? You've come to the right place. What a great way to end the show. I tell you what, Point Mort Band on Bandcamp, Instagram, Facebook, or the web at Point Mort Band. And they have some shows coming up. Well, a couple they already played, but they're going to be playing in Limoges on December 13th at the John Lennon Cultural Center. I didn't even know that was a thing. And they're playing Hellfest, God damn it, in June, which is super rad. And if you can go, you should go. I can't go, but that would be awesome. I've never gone to Hellfest. I've always wanted to go, and they're playing, and that's super rad. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in and push and play and hanging out with me on this lovely November afternoon. Brr, it's cold. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the year and holiday season. I probably will not be putting a show out. I might squeeze one in before I leave, but I probably won't, and I'll be back next year. But you might get a surprise. Who knows? You never know. With the Whizbanger show, anything can happen. All right, and we'll maybe I have enough stuff for 2026 for a coming releases opener for 2026. We'll see. I have to do some thinking and look at what I've got. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, safe holiday. Happy New Year. Be good to yourselves so you can be good to others. I love each and every one of you to the moon and back. Go hug a tree, smile at a stranger, smile at a baby, help somebody, and help yourselves. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. Later on, y'all. Keep on trucking. Bye!